Choke Canyon Reservoir, once one of the premier fisheries in South Texas, until drought conditions pulled the plug, dropping the lake near 30 feet. Now, with water levels creeping back up, Choke Canyon is beginning to show glimpses of its former self.
Choke Canyon, Texas Team Trail Championship, we're about to have a blast.
It is going to be a slugfest tournament.
You know, it's got plenty of fish habitat. There's grass, there's rocks, there's, many depths. You got shallow, good stuff to fish on shallow. You got the good stuff to fish deep. So
it's just going to come down to the weather, and and like I said, the boat pressure. This lake has never seen this many boats in 11 years. We've been dry forever, so we didn't get water until 2018. And now that we've got water, and now we're starting to see some of these tournaments. But once again, I just cannot tell you what fishing pressure is going to do to them.
It's the final stop of the season, championship time. And the action starts right now on the Texas Team Trail, presented by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Choke Canyon Reservoir. We're 75 miles south of San Antonio, near Three Rivers, Texas. It's late October, and after a week of 90-degree temperatures, we're dealing with the first cold front of the season.
All right, well, day one, tell me about it.
I'm excited, man. Get ready to get out there. This weather's a little bit weird with the 20-degree temperature change, but we're super excited. We had a decent practice. We found some good fish, so we're ready to get after it, man.
it's real healthy right now. There's a ton of life in the lake. Everybody knows the grass has come back really strong, and so it's probably as healthy as it's been in the last 10 or 15 years.
What's the biggest challenge?
Beating 90 other guys.
Checking the day one forecast, it's 55 degrees at takeoff, and we're looking at a high of 75. The main factor will be the north wind. Blowing to 20, we'll see a big drop in the temperature. This week, all eyes are on the team of Brian Shook and Danny Isles. After kicking off the season with a record-breaking 49-pound bag on Sam Rayburn, they are your points leaders in the race for the Lucas Oil Team of the Year. Coming into this event, they put in the time and are well prepared.
We don't have a specific game plan. We're just going to kind of play it by ear and see what the fish are doing. We had a decent practice, and we found several patterns, so it's real hard to script out your day when you got several different things working. And with the weather coming in, we don't know what, if any of it, is still going to hold up, so we're just going to kind of pick a starting spot and go from there.
We'll check in with the Team of the Year leaders later, but heading to launch, we'll kick off championship coverage with Chris and Bob Sabina.
All right, we are at lovely Choke Canyon Reservoir getting ready for the championship event. So much like Sam Rayburn, where we've been fishing a lot this year, this place has them. And there's some giant fish. It's going to take one kicker every day to really separate you from the rest of the field. There's going to be a lot of guys coming with big bags. In terms of the rest of the day, I mentioned the lovely topwater bite. That's the fun thing to talk about. Let's talk about the rest of the day. The rest of the day is going to be a big punching bite for us. So it seems like as the sun gets higher and higher, the bass are starting to recede themselves into these large hydrilla mats. They sit in the shade and they basically look outward. The goal that you're going to see us doing, we're taking 1.5 ounce weight, any creature bait, black and blue is the color of choice for us. Yeah, and we're just going to go plug away. We've got 2 key creeks. The key with this place is it is full of grass, and you're given so many opportunities in fishing different looks at grass. Some has timber, some doesn't, some is in the open water, some's way in the back of the creeks and coves. But I'll tell you, it comes down to the key stretches. We're talking the span of 10 to 15 yards. So the game plan is that we're in the back of this creek that's carrying a small pond, if you can imagine, in the back of it. So it fits perfectly into a fall pattern where if these fish are looking to make that final transition up shallow before it gets really cold so that they can kind of fatten up before winter, this is a prime spot for that. And if you can see up and along this vast canopy of hydrilla right here, that's where we're keying in on our big fish that are moving into this area. In practice, we found a lot of ways to catch them, but only a couple ways to get the really good ones. And unfortunately for us today, we've been getting, in practice, probably 5 to 12 bites a day. This is what we're throwing. We're throwing a punching rig. So you've got 1.5 ounce tungsten weight teamed up with a trocar flipping 3/0 hook. And we're also throwing a beaver style bait on the back of that. Black and blue seems to be the bait they like. But in my opinion, I think they just get a reaction from when that thing comes flying in at their face underneath this canopy. not a big one, but you know what? We're happy to have her.
Heading out to open water, we'll check in with the Lucas Oil Team of the Year points leaders Brian Shook and Danny Isles. Like much of the field, they're keying on the edges of the abundant grass.
What a disaster.
Throwing a mix of soft plastics and bladed swim jigs, Danny has the first bite.
That's what we need.
Perfect. One big one in the box, one more to go.
Oh, well, we're gonna get another one here in a second.
Yeah, just leave your life jacket on. Maybe that's the deal.
Try that again.
Put mine on.
Same bullcrap. He slashed it and got it today.
That's last weekend was the same deal for me.
Well, let's try that again. Well, we were getting ready to go, and we had said last cast, like 10 casts to go. We're digging.
There we go.
Maybe not. He's coming right at us. Oh, he's not big. I got him. Oh.
He's a keeper.
Pretty good. I thought he was a big one when he got it. We got him located.
Hit the waypoint. Power pole's down.
With two in the live well early, Shook and Isles are off to a good start. Stay with us. We've got a lot more coverage ahead from Choke Canyon and the 2020 Texas Team Trail Championship, presented by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's.
The great beyond, the great below, the mystery of the unseen and the unknown. With a rod and a reel, and the spirit of adventure that hangs in the salty air. To find and to fight. It's with that spirit that we design our product at Worldwide Sportsman. It's up to you to put it to the test.
Groundbreaking designs, unsurpassed quality, and unshakable confidence. Welcome to the Ranger Z500 and Z100 series. Leading the industry for over 50 years, these rigs are custom crafted and loaded with more features and advantages to deliver the ultimate ownership experience. The legendary Ranger Z series. Unleash next level performance. Mercury, go boldly.
At Mercury, we invested thousands of hours of engineering manpower so you can enjoy hours and hours of untapped horsepower. The V6 Mercury Pro XS. Light, quick, efficient. Mercury, go boldly. At Mercury, there are no limits to what we'll do to make sure you have no limits either. The V8 Mercury Pro XS. Light, quick, efficient. Mercury, go boldly.
The Texas Team Trail is presented to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. Lucas Oil and High Performance Marine Products. And by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Welcome back to Choke Canyon Reservoir, a 25,000-acre impoundment on the Frio River, 75 miles south of San Antonio. It's late October, and anglers are dealing with the first cold front of the season. We're on board with Chris and Bob Sabina. Running the outside edges, they're punching thick grass mats with creature baits rigged on trocar hooks behind 1.5 ounce weights.
What we'll do and what you'll see us do throughout the day is we're just making a simple flip right on the top of the outside mat, and I'll twitch it a couple times just to break through the hydrilla. And then once it pops into the canopy, I'll yo-yo it up and down a couple of times. So I'll give you an example here. I'll pop it into that canopy, jig it a couple of times, and if I don't get anything, I pull it up onto the next flip.
It's just a great way to fish. When you're in that mat and you're having to throw it 10 feet in the air to get it going so that 1.5 ounce punches through, and then you slow it down and you just feel that thump. It's pretty cool.
Got one, Dad. It's all right, I got it. With that trocar hook, you're gonna get the top of the mouth every time. I can't imagine throwing any other hook doing this stuff. I really can't. You get your heart broken if you don't. Oh yeah, she's going to the show.
Yeah, we gotta call that.
Hey, you know, that's a good way to, you know, just get us going today.
With that, Team Sabina has 2 in the box. Moving on, we'll check back with Shook and Isles. After a good practice, they're fishing relaxed. Keeping their boat in around 15 feet of water, they're focused on the edges, throwing a mix of Texas-rigged worms and reaction baits.
Oh, just fishing around. Just drop the trolling motor and start chunking until you get a bite. Nothing real special or fancy about it. There's probably, I think the lake's 18,000 acres. There's probably 12,000 acres of grass, and kind of like looking for a needle in a haystack, but you just keep looking and you end up finding them. There's no reason they couldn't be out here in the middle.
What's the deal, Abe?
And that one was up high, or followed it.
Yeah, he didn't, he just ate it. No slapping.
Oh crap, digging. So I'm getting a tree. Where's he at? I can't see him. I got him anyway. Good job.
Checking the Ranger boat's replay. Reeling in a curly-tailed worm, Ryan's lure is just at the boat when he gets the bite. Danny grabs the net, makes the scoop, and fish number 4 is in the boat.
Good job.
It's number 4. Man, he was right under the boat. He hit it and hit the button, and then you're worried about going into a tree, and got to get lucky to get them in, that's for sure.
That's the right size, though.
Yeah, 2 or 3 more.
Yeah, there's
a good start.
For Shook and Isles, at least, the bite is on. Coming up, championship coverage continues from Choke Canyon Reservoir in the 2020 Texas Team Trail Championship, presented by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's.
Stetson Blaylock, Todd Auden, Hank Terry, let's go!
Garmin Live Scope, I tell you right now, if you don't have it, you are behind. It's just wild. It's like a video game.
If you do not have that Garmin Live Scope, you are definitely missing out.
Bassmaster Classic Champion!
Hi, I'm Pro Angler Mark Rose.
And I'm Pro Angler Andy Montgomery.
You want your truck engine to last longer than a 3,000-yard bulk spool of line?
Lucas Oil, motor oil, long lasting.
Extra long lasting.
Should I say running smoother or running better? Running smoother might sound better. Smoother than a 3-legged thunder cricket coming through a treetop. Silence!
Say something about injector cleaner and hold up the bottle. Are we rolling?
Jeez.
Come on! Lucas Oil, made in America.
Sold to the world.
As a professional angler, you've got so many things on your mind. Any advantage that we have is key. And not only rods and reels and lines and baits, but in our clothes. And the guys at AFCO, I mean, they have something for every situation. There's nothing AFCO hasn't thought about with the fishermen in mind. It's designed for fishermen, by fishermen, for every scenario you can come to. Any fish, any water, any condition, AFCO has you covered.
The Texas Team Trail, presented to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, is also brought to you in part by Triton Boats. We take America fishing. Garmin Electronics. Fight the fish, not your fish finder. By Mercury Outboards. Go boldly. And by TH Marine. From transom to trolling motor. Back on Choke Canyon Reservoir, we're midway through day 1 of the 2020 championship. There's better than $100,000 up for grabs this week, including 2 Mercury-powered Ranger boats. Also in play is the Lucas Oil Team of the Year Award. And coming into this event, Brian Shook and Danny Isles have a near 40-point lead over the rest of the field. Dragging worms and throwing jigs, they put 4 in the live well for close to 20 pounds. And Danny is hooked up again.
Here he comes. Got you. Big one. I mean, a nice one.
There he goes.
Good job.
That's the right size. I don't know where your line is.
I just hit the button. This thing catch. Oh boy.
The one thing about this lake, Rusty, it's got them in here, and these guys are going to catch them for sure. We're not the only boat catching them this morning, but we figured, you know, the front coming in and everything, if you could just catch around 20 today to have a shot at it, who knows what happens tomorrow when the weather's a little more stable. And we're on the right track now. We need one more bite, and then we'll go see if we can catch a giant.
Moving on, this is Stephen Johnston and Dan Wilson.
Man, we're at beautiful Choke Canyon, and I mean, you know, you're in South Texas, we're south of San Antonio, and it's a pretty special lake here. It's just miles and miles of hydrilla. It's got hydrilla from one side of the boat ramp where we took off all the way around the lake and back to the other side. So the water's crystal clear. We had a little cool front come through. Water temperature is 75. Fish are kind of in a funk a little bit. They don't like this weather change down here. You know, it stays 95 to 105 every day for a month, and this is like the first kind of cool snap of the year for them. And these are pure Floridas, and them pure Floridas, you know, they get goofy where they don't want to eat anything, and that's kind of what's going on right now. We had a place we started this morning, thought we were just going to wear them out, and just didn't happen. We caught 3 good ones and 2 little keepers, so I think we're sitting on about 18 right now, and it's, you know, 11:40, so we still got a couple hours to see if we can get a hold of one of these good ones.
Lee Batson and John Fleming came into this event 28th in the Lucas Oil Team of the Year standings. Fishing soft plastics, they've put a limit in their boat for near 14 pounds, though it didn't come easy.
It's been really slow for us all day. We didn't even have our first fish until after 10 o'clock. And we pulled up on a little spot just down from here and caught 4 pretty quick, within about 20 or 30 minutes. And they just changed on us. You know, we were flipping grass like a lot of guys, and I'm sure guys are going to catch them that way today, even still with this cloud cover in this front. But we just started backing off, and instead of punching the grass, we've been catching them just fishing the perimeter. That's a better fish. That's a good one, dude.
Go this side?
No.
That'll definitely go.
While Batson and Fleming cull, we'll check in with Cody Clark and Shane Slaughter. It's midday, and they're still looking for a limit.
It's a grind, brother. 3 fish in a live well and can't get 2 more.
Decent?
Nah. I don't know. He might give us 4. Oh, get out the grass. That's what we needed.
Yeah, that'll help.
That'll help.
Back on Batson and Fleming. After a slow start, they're beginning to put things together. Sitting on close to 15 pounds, they're culling with near every catch.
Get ready.
Come
There we go.
Dang, that fish shrank.
It did, and when it
I
jumped.
thought it was like a 5
Kinda
pounder,
when it
dude.
jumped.
It's still a good cull.
So
Seriously, when it jumped, I thought it was like a 6 or something. We said yellow was next.
Yellow was next, so
Yeah.
blue will be next.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Before we head to break, we'd like to give a shout out to our title sponsor. For the best in gear or electronics, we invite you to check out Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Visit one of their retail stores or head on over to their website and shop online. Coming up, we'll wrap up Day 1 championship coverage and head to weigh-in, right here on the Texas Team Trail, presented by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's.
Nitro, a rush of tournament adrenaline. Nitro, the choice of champions, where performance meets play. Nitro, a big water beast, a pure fishing machine. Nitro, release the champion within.
At Duckett Fishing, we have assembled the top pros in the country to help us design rods to give you a competitive advantage. Castability, strength, durability, action, sensitivity, weight and balance, and consistency. Combine that with the best warranty in the industry, and you have rods that are pro-driven.
Duckett Fishing, pro-driven.
You've been waiting all week for this, and Sunline wants to make sure you're ready for it with bulk spools of all your favorite fishing lines.
Oh, it's so fun.
My whole team ready. Big trips, big things. We want it.
Bulk up with Sunline.
The Texas Team Trail is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. By Nitro Performance Fishing Boats. And by AFTCO. Any fish, any water. Welcome back to Choke Canyon Reservoir in deep South Texas. It's day 1 of the 2020 championship, and we're down to the final hour of competition. Checking back with Chris and Bob Sabina. They've spent the day punching mats with creature baits, but the bites have not come easy. They've got 4 in the box, and if it keeps, this should be number 5.
Hopefully it's a keeper. Yeah. So now we get to go bobbing for apples. There. Almost, dude. Come on, baby. You're 14. Oh, yeah. She's 16. She comes with us today. 5 fish, baby.
Filling out their limit,
Now we can
Chris
work.
and Bob have close to 10 pounds unofficially. Now they just need 1 or 2 big bites to put themselves into contention going into day 2. Back on Brian Shook and Danny Isles. They've kept their foot on the gas all day. And with close to 25 pounds in the live well, it looks like they're culling again.
Grab my jig, I got this one.
Told you they was here.
That's what we needed right there. So we're up to about 27 now. That puts us in contention. I don't know exactly what they'll catch today, but we still, I think 48 to 52 for 2 days is probably gonna take home a boat. And we're on that pace, so we gotta come out and execute tomorrow and see where we end up. And if we catch what we got today and then catch 20 tomorrow and get beat, we just got beat. But I think we're in pretty good shape for today, though.
Heading back to the ramp for weigh-in, Choke Canyon showed out on day 1. Out of 82 boats, better than 50 brought a 5-fish limit to the scales. And after the dust settled, it was Brian Shook and Danny Isles leading the field with 27.57, giving them a 4-pound advantage over the rest of the field. With only 1 day left in the season, Brian and Danny are looking to close it out with both a win and the Lucas Oil Team of the Year title.
And I think 50 pounds will win this thing.
Yeah, we catch 22, 23 tomorrow. I'd take our chances with that. If we catch what we had again today, we should win it. But that's, I mean, just catching 15 pounds is not easy, so we're going to have some good luck tomorrow.
Do you feel like you burned through your spots pretty good, or did y'all kind of hold some stuff back for tomorrow?
We fished pretty much everything we had, but honestly, they didn't bite real well. So if they start biting tomorrow, we should be in good shape.
Join us next week for the final day of the championship from Choke Canyon Reservoir. For information on the 2021 season, head on over to TexasTeamTrail.com for schedules and registration. The Texas Team Trail is a Carico TV production. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Succeeding at the highest levels of fishing requires intense drive. Doing so with a boat that merely suffices isn't good enough. To lead the pack, you need a top-performing boat that gives you a clear view of the goal. A powerful boat that accelerates you to the top of the leaderboard. Triton is always looking one step ahead. That's why it's the driving force of performance fishing.
Nobody wants to run out of power when they're on the water. There is a better way. Introducing the Charge Marine Power Management Station from PowerPole that does the work of 3 devices: a traditional battery charger, a charge on the run, and an emergency start system. PowerPole Charge.